Hi guys, I see over 100 metal bands live per year, and unfortunately not all of the concerts turn out to be great. So this was Cradle of Filth last night in Plzen in the Czech Republic, a concert that I was very excited about because I love this band, like their albums. I was sure that it would be very energetic, very theatrical, and I was pretty sure that the crowd would go nuts. But none of this actually turned out to be true. So in this video I'm gonna talk about the background of the band and this tour, how the whole experience was, sound, show, setlist and crowd, summary, pros and cons, and give it my score. So Cradle of Filth is a legendary extreme metal band founded in 1991 by Dani Filth. They have developed a lot kind of throughout their career. They went sort of from kind of black metal to gothic metal. So there's loads of darkness, scary stuff, and I was sure that it would be like an amazing show. They've done 13 studio albums so far. The last one came out in 2021. And in the band right now is obviously Dani Filth. He's the vocalist, singer, been there from the beginning. There is Martin Skorupka, who is on the drums. He's a Czech guy actually. There is Marek Smerda, who is on guitar, also a Czech guy. Donny Burbage is on guitars. I don't know a lot about that guy. He just came in 2022. And then Zoe Marifeterov on keyboards and female vocals. With two Czechs in the band and the gig being in the Czech Republic, I kind of thought that the crowd would be extra loud and engaging, and that we would even get to hear those guys communicate with the crowd. This 2024 tour is called Necromantic Fantasies, and they're touring with three bands, Wednesday 13, Sick and Beautiful, and Drift. And the gig was in a venue in Plzen where they make the Pilsner Urquell beer. And I've seen Udo and Paradise Lost playing there live before, and the sound has always kind of been on point there, so I had very high expectations of that. But then reality hits me. The sound-wise, it was a big surprise somehow. It was an anticlimax almost from the start. I felt there was kind of a lack of power and no blast somehow in the sound that I was expecting to be there. I thought it was like, in the beginning, I thought it was the sound man kind of finding his perfection, but it turned out it actually continued, and I felt that often the guitars were kind of too low in the mix, so you heard the keyboards and all the kind of soundscapes much more than the guitars, which is a waste because these are two great guitarists. And I also felt that the drums sounded a little bit muffled somehow. I don't know, there was something wrong with it. And I thought at the point, am I the problem here? So I moved around the building to check if the sound quality was similar everywhere. And then in the end, I checked in with my friend and I asked him, and he had seen this band 2 years before outdoor, and he said, yeah, I feel the same. There is something completely off here. I mean, there were songs on that night that were actually better, but overall the sound experience wasn't really great. When it comes to the show, it's kind of the same. I mean, obviously this is not a huge venue. I think it rooms like 500 to 700 people or something like that, but I don't know. I thought there would be more. There was basically a staircase from the stage up to the drum riser and when the keyboards were, and that kind of, the show was Dani walking up and down that staircase. So he probably got a good stair workout, but there was not a lot of smoke, not a lot of lights. There were two statues on the end of the stage or something like that, but nothing to write home about. The setlists were quite good. I mean, these were 13 songs that they played live, and then they had 3 on tape, kind of in the intro and between the encore and the main set. And yeah, it was from like 8 albums or something like that, which I think is really, really nice. And the highlight song of the night was The Principle of Evil Made Flesh, that actually celebrated its 30th anniversary, I think exactly on that night. It's from their debut album from '94, and I think, yeah, it came out on this particular date, as far as I know. The crowd was kind of dull actually, and I don't feel that the band did a lot to help that. As I said earlier, there are 2 Czech guys in this band. They're playing in the Czech Republic. They could easily have played on that somehow. I don't know how, but they could have. And the Czechs, they really love their Czechs. When somebody speaks Czech on stage or says Nastravi with a beer or something like that, they fucking freak out. So they could easily have done that. And I don't feel like that they actually wanted that. And in between songs, Dani was speaking at one point, and then people were, you know, shouting or something, and he told them to shut up in a way that I think most people would consider in some sort of an arrogance or a rude way, and I don't think it was nice, and it definitely did not help with the gig. And some of the opening bands actually did a better job, I think, with the crowd than Cradle of Filth did. So the summary and rating. The pros of this is that, yeah, this was very diverse setlist that kind of showcased how many great songs the band has, and they did indeed have great songs. These were really good songs. The band is good. It's a well-oiled machine. I mean, they really hit everything and there is nothing wrong with that. And as for the negatives, it kind of, as I said, it lacked energy. There was no kind of blast in this. It was not in your face. Actually, I felt that the band before Wednesday 13 were louder than Cradle of Filth. It was a strange mix of the sound with two great guitarists and an amazing drummer, and you can sometimes barely hear them somehow, or it wasn't kind of they didn't get the space that they actually deserve somehow. The crowd engagement, as I said, was really shitty, and I think maybe Dani just had a bad day, but they didn't really do a good job with his crowd. And obviously there's an interplay, but they could definitely first the band, then the crowd. Now, it was not a great show, but I also do understand that these bands can be limited by the venue size and the stage size and all that stuff, but I kind of expected more from them. So I'm gonna have to give this concert 6 out of 10. I can only hope that I get to see this band again, because my friend who saw them 2 years ago outdoor said that they were amazing. So I can only hope that I see this amazing music delivered in a better way. Now tell me if you have seen this band live, where was it, how was it, and then check out this video here. I have this 5 heavy metal festivals that you must see in 2024, and then I have this here about my concert experience with Hellripper, a black and thrash metal band, amazing band that played in Prague recently. Check that out.